is important, one, because it's a large continent. It's a resource in terms of a lot of materials, but more importantly, African communities are creative, vibrant communities, and we now live in a global community. So what happens in Kinshasa does affect what happens in Kansas, not only in terms of health issues, but in terms of trade issues. Funders should be concerned about Africa because Africa is a part of the global community, and we want to be good global citizens. And the solutions that work for rural communities in Africa can also work for rural communities in other parts of the world. One of the very important roles that Africa Grantmakers has is to demystify Africa. And by demystifying Africa, I mean to help people understand the context. So, for example, if you're talking about communications, you're talking about media, you also have to be aware that there are countries that have low bandwidth capacities. So you have to take that into consideration when you're doing media that you want them to access. I think the thing that makes a GAG unique and challenging and exciting altogether is that you have grant makers who are funding in various areas and various parts of Africa, that they're all knitted together by wanting to be better grant makers, but that the diversity of Africa, the complexity of their approaches, the different types of funders, private funders, donor-advised funds, individual funders, make the way they approach their work different. But there is a commonality, and I think the challenge is really to find that commonality and to find that connection with their grantees. And that's so hard because most funders who are funding in Africa don't have a presence in Africa. And looking back over the last 10 years and then looking forward to the future, we first looked back on what we had accomplished and whether we felt that we were close to our mission, whether we achieved our vision, whether or not we were on track, and we feel that we are. We feel that having a space for funders funding in Africa is really important. Now, looking to the future, I think one of our main goals is that we really feel that it's really important to do two things. One, to try to make the experiences of funders funding in Africa more accessible to the field. And two, to try to also find ways to use the knowledge and expertise that civil society has to inform grant-making practices, because the knowledge is actually in the civil society organizations who are doing the work. And so that feedback loop also strengthens the relationship between philanthropy and the organizations that they support.